Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum, students and friends. How do we determine the time it takes for sound wave to move directly upward from the surface of a lake to a height of 300 meters, where the air temperature decreases linearly with height after sunset? To find out, just stick around till the end of this video. Watch and learn. The problem is the air temperature over a lake decreases linearly with height after sunset, since air cools faster than water. Question letter A. If the temperature at the surface is 25.0 degrees Celsius, and the temperature at the height of 300 point meter is 5.00 degrees Celsius, how long does it take sound to rise 300 point meter directly upward? And question letter B, at a height of 300 point meter, how far does sound travel horizontally in this same time interval? We're given the air temperature T sub 1 over the lake surface equal to 25.0 degrees Celsius or 298 Kelvin. While at the height of 300 point meter, the air temperature T2 equals 5.00 degrees Celsius or 278 Kelvin. And our target variables are, in part A, the time T, right? This is the time it takes for sound wave to rise 300 point meter directly upward. And in part B, the distance, right? Denoted by X, right? This is the distance sound travel horizontally, right? In the same time interval at a height of 300 point meter. And we make use of the equation for the speed of sound in a gas such as air, right? V equals square root of the product of gamma, capital R, T over capital M, where V is the speed of sound in the gas or in the air, capital T is the Kelvin temperature, gamma here is the ratio of the heat capacities, right, of the substance, in this case air, and capital M refers to the molar mass of the gas. Of course, capital R is the universal gas constant. Since the air temperature over the lake is not constant, but rather it decreases linearly with height, we first determine the what we call linear temperature profile, capital T as a function of height y, equal to uh, T naught, or the initial temperature, plus the product of a constant A and the height Y. That is, at a height Y equals 300 point meter, right? The temperature, capital T, is equal to 278 Kelvin. Thus, 278 Kelvin equates to 298 Kelvin plus the constant A multiplied by the height 300 point meter. Or we can uh, isolate the constant A, all right, which now be equal to quantity 278 Kelvin minus 298 Kelvin divided by the height 300 point meter. When we simplify, we get the value of the constant A equals negative 1 over 15.0 Kelvin per meter. Or we can now write the linear temperature profile, okay, capital T as a function of the height Y equals 298 Kelvin minus 1 over 15.0 times the height Y. We then substitute this equation for T as a function of height Y, right, into this speed of sound equation. V equals square root of the product of gamma and capital R times capital T over capital N. That is V, all right, as a function of height Y equals square root of the product of gamma and the gas constant divided by the molar mass of air times quantity 298 minus 1 over 15.0 Y. All right? So, we're now ready to compute for the time small t, okay, the question in part A. So, we will be integrating, all right? Um, we integrate the inverse of V as a function of height Y with respect to the height Y, all right? So this time t is just equal to the integral of 1 over the square root of gamma times capital R over capital M times quantity 298 minus 1 over 15.0 Y, of course, times dy, and integrated from height 0 to a height 300 point meter. And if we let capital C equal to the square root of gamma times big R over big M, right? So This integration equation for the time t can be simplified to, all right, t is equal to the integral of the inverse of um, dy. All right, we just replaced here the square root of gamma times r over m by capital C. For simplicity, we let small letter u be equal to 298 minus 1 over 15.0 times y. So that makes du, or the derivative of u, okay, equal to negative 1 over 15.0 dy. That means dy will be equal to negative 15.0 du, right? Which means that when the value of the height y equals 0, the value of u will be equal to 298. It's understood that is Kelvin. And when the value of y equals 300 point meter, then the value of u, right, will be equal to 298 minus 1 over 15.0 multiplied by 300 point meter, which, when simplified, will get the value of u equal to 278, right? That is 278 Kelvin. Once doing our integration uh, to find the time small t, right? We have small t equals the integral of negative 15.0 times du over capital C times square root of u, right? And that is equal to negative 15.0 over capital C, okay, multiplied by the integral of u raised to the negative 1/2 power times du, right? Integrated from um, 298 Kelvin to 278 Kelvin. And using the what we call power rule integration, right? This will result to uh, the time small t being equal to negative 15.0 over capital C multiplied by 2 times u raised to uh, 1/2 or to the power 1 over 2, right? And our integration is from 298 Kelvin to 278 Kelvin, all right? How did we get this? Bracket 2 times u raised to the power 1 half. All right. The concept of power rule in integration has been applied since in our equation here, u is raised to, right, the power negative 1 half. So the rule says we add 1, right, to negative 1 half. That means 1 can also be written as 2 over 2, which when added to negative 1 half, we'll be getting 1 half. All right? So the resulting power of u is 1 half. And that is supposed to be divided by 1 half, right? So raised to the power 1 half, when divided by 1 half, of course, we'll get 2 multiplied by u raised to the power 1 half, right? So this simplifies to thing equals negative 30.0 over c, right? 2 has been multiplied by negative 15.0 over c. That's why we got here negative 30.0 over capital C, right? And then multiplied by quantity square root of 278 minus square root of 298 Kelvin. Which, when multiplied by negative 1, our equation for time t will now become 30.0 K per capital C times square root of 298 minus square root of 278. So we can now come up with the working formula for computing the time small t. That is, small t equals 30.0, right? Divide it by, or if we divide it by the uh, capital C, which in fact is equal to the square root of capital M over gamma times big R, right? And multiplied by quantity square root of 298 minus square root of 278. So substituting the given quantities into this equation, we get the time small t equal to 30.0 times the square root of capital M, or 28.8 times 10 to the negative 3 kilogram per mole, divided by the product of gamma 1.40 and the universal gas constant 18.314 joules per mole per Kelvin. multiplied by the square root of 298 Kelvin minus the square root of 278 Kelvin. So, once again, doing our math, we have this reduced value for time t equal to 30.0 multiplied by the square root of 0.001123 and then multiplied by 0.590. So finally, we arrive at the value of the time small t equal to 0.593 seconds, rounded to 3 significant figures. Right? This is our answer to the question in part A. The time it takes for the sound wave, all right, to move directly upward from the surface of the lake to a height of 300-meter. In part B, we also compute the horizontal distance x that sound travels with the same computed time interval computed in part A at a height of 300 point meters, right? But of course, we need to find the speed of sound in the air at that height where the air temperature is 278 Kelvin, right? That is, the speed of sound in air at that height is equal to the square root of the product of gamma, uh, the universal gas constant, and the Kelvin temperature divided by the molar mass of air. That is, square root of 1.40 times 18.314 joules per mole per Kelvin times 278 Kelvin. Okay, divided by 28.8 times 10 to the negative 3 kilogram per mole. So when we simplify, the speed of sound, all right, at the height of 300 point meters, V equals 497 meters per second in 3 significant figures. So, computing now for the horizontal distance x, which is simply the product of the speed that we got here and the computed delta time, 0.593 seconds, right? Which is the horizontal distance x is equal to 295 meters, all right, expressed with 3 significant figures. So, this means that after sunset, sound traveling in air over this lake tends to deflect, all right, upward, where the temperature is much lower compared to the air temperature at the surface or just over the surface, right? This sound deflection is a phenomenon, right? Known as refraction of sound waves due to the varying air temperature. So on this note, let me say, mabuhay. Till the next episode. MashaAllah. Thank you very much for your indulgence. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Alhamdulillah.